First of all, what a great team Southern Indiana is. Rick's done it. I've known Rick forever, back in my UIndy days. He's been there that long, and he's done a great job of building that program. Very impressed with his team, with his kids, how hard they played. We're lucky to get out of here. It's a tale of two different shooting performances than we had the other night. It was hard to get anything going offensively. Shots weren't falling. But I thought that in the third quarter in particular, they jumped into their man, and we did some really good things. And offensively, trying to get going, trying to get downhill a little bit, but also hit Yarden on a few of our actions. And then Shea came in and was big in the corner for us there I think 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. To give us a little bit more breathing room. But, didn't shoot it well tonight, but really proud of our kids, how they fought back. This is a good win for us. They're not all pretty.
Teri, so Lily came in here and said that you let him have it at halftime, and then when asked to describe how you went about that, Shea just said loudly. So I guess, what did you say to them at halftime? What was that locker room like, and how did you see them respond to that message on the court?
Well, I was obviously disappointed in our effort. I didn't think we were focused. I didn't think we were locked in to executing the game plan at the level we needed to. I didn't think we fought. I didn't think we were playing with much pride. All things that they know, right, that they have to do in order to win ball games. And, just reminding them that nobody cares, right? When teams come in here to the hall, they have a different sense of urgency, excitement, energy, and particularly when you're playing against teams that, some of those kids are from Indiana, right? And you have the opportunity to come in here. And, we tried to warn them about that. Like, this isn't the first, they've played at Louisville, so playing in front of a crowd, big stage, they're not going to blink. And, that was how we set the stage, or the table for them today. Like, these guys they're not afraid of you guys. And we just didn't respond the way I thought we would in the first half. And so, I had to get in them pretty good. And question, whether or not they were ready to fight in the second half. And that's guard better, that's fight harder, that's try a little harder. Offensively, there were times that it was, obviously we got back in the game and won the game. We had some of those good moments, but not enough clean defensive stops, in my opinion. And so, just an area that we gotta figure out how we can continue to get better. And hopefully we will. I was disappointed in our post play. I thought Lily and Strip were just okay. Offensively, defensively. I think about some of the post players that we're going to see in the big, right? They're going to be, and not to take anything away from those guys at USI, they were good, but we're going to play against some of the very best post players in the country, and we got to be able to respond much better, and we got to help them as a staff. We got to figure out how we can help them guard better.
Teri. The fact that you did come back in the second half like that, and on a day where you weren't shooting well at all, is there a message in there for the team that there are other ways to win if on the day that you can't make shots?
Well, we've always talked about Lou. Since I've arrived at Indiana, in those first couple years where, offensively it was a struggle, right? I'm old school. I believe that, you hang the hat on the defensive side of the ball. it's low scoring, it's low scoring. You still give yourself a chance if you can execute the defensive plan, be in rotations, guard better, guard one-on-one, rebound, don't give up direct drives, play together, everybody guards the ball. I mean, that's always been our message. Like, you guys, all 5 of you have to be connected. You have to help each other. We won a lot of ball games early on because of our defense. And, we're playing a day and age where everybody wants to see high scoring. And trust me, I want to score too. I get it. You have to in order to win the game. But I don't want to go away from how we built this thing. And it's always been, we've been a very difficult team to play against because we really try to take what you want to do offensively away. And we're not there yet. We still have to work and continue to grow with this group. Yeah, I mean, if there's, I guess a silver lining is that they did fight their way back into the game. They did it. They had to get stops. They also had to score and chip away at the lead, but ultimately they had to get stops, and they were able to do that. Just got enough of them to sneak out of here with a win.
First, just Lamondola, is she okay in the third quarter? She didn't come back in.
Yeah, she's having some intestinal stomach problems right now. She wasn't feeling very well, so but I think she'll be fine.
And then putting the shooting aside, at the end of the first half, I don't even remember the possession. Shea was calling for screen, twice got ignored. You guys run down the clock. Chloe shoots a 3, air ball, and you kind of really got frustrated.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this team is too worried about the shot at times, and that kind of is affecting like the basic things, or is it just kind of when you got punched in the mouth a little bit, that's when it went away? What do you kind of attribute, like just kind of basic things like that happening? Kind of
It's just down this. It's poor decisions on our part, and I'll take the responsibility for that, because I have to make sure that in those situations, in those scenarios, when the shot clock is running down, what a good shot looks like for us. And Chloe knows better. Like, we either want to attack at the rim, try to get something at the rim, whether that's a layup and or a foul, and not settle for a step back. We hope it goes in, kind of shot. Like, but that I have to take responsibility for that. Like, there were, again, having Shea and Chloe, and they're still trying to kind of work together, because there's times where we put Chloe at the point, there's times that we put Shea at the point, and not that they're confused, but we looked confused in that moment. We certainly did, and it's a great moment that we'll have in film to be able to go back and talk about. Look, in these scenarios, it happens often where the shot clock's running down. What can we jump into that will at least give us a high percentage shot, or a shot that we can live with, instead of looking like we had no plan, and that's kind of what we look like.
I asked Shea this too, but 6 turnovers in the first quarter and then 6 turnovers the rest of the game. Was there a specific message to address that after the first quarter?
Not so much. There was so much to address, to be honest with you, that turnovers were the least, thing on my list. When I was going into timeouts, it was just trying to get them to guard so much better, be more engaged in what we were trying to do, trying to get them in. And again, when you don't shoot the ball well and you don't see those things going in, it's hard. I'll probably go back after I watch it and maybe like a lot of the shots we got that just didn't go down, and there's probably a handful that I'll be like, this is a bad shot, this is not a good shot, this is not a good shot. But, we want to stay right under 12. So, the other night we were able to do that. But, yeah, I didn't address it as much as there was other things I needed to address.
Terry, USI does have a pretty good half-court defense. They've demonstrated that
Sure.
over the course of the
Yeah.
year. What do you think unlocked you a little bit in the second half to try to break them down a little bit?
Well, when they went to man, I mean, we were able to kind of, jump into some of our, actions and, some of our, and again, we've implemented some of this in the last couple weeks. We just felt like after we got back from the Bahamas, the ball was sticking too much. And so we're trying to give them a couple new actions that we can run and specifically put the ball in certain people's hands, and oftentimes that was Yarden. Sometimes it was Chloe to come off dribble handoffs and whatnot. And so, I thought we started. First of all, we started getting stops, but then we started just chipping away. Hannah comes in there and knocks down a big three for us in that stretch as well. Finally, I think Yarden finally found a three. Todd, we just had to chip away. And in some of the stuff offensively that we have been working on was really good to us. And so, give our kids credit for being able to, because they keep you off balance by showing the zone, going back to the man. And so it's a guessing game, right? Usually in their 2-2-1, most 90% of the time they're going to fall back into that zone. But when they call off the press, then it's a guessing game of they're going to come out maybe out of a timeout, dead ball into that man. And so we got to do a better job of recognizing. I had that conversation with Chloe and Shay. We have to do a better job when we play teams that we know will play man and zone. And so, yeah, I was pleased with what we have been working on and the things that worked tonight for us.